Hey guys, Blair says on the video, and this one's going to be a monsterhunter was brand new update, and this video is going to be about Longsword, specifically about the two best builds, or I should say the two variants of the same build that I uploaded a couple of weeks ago, which I've perfected. Essentially, I don't think there's any reason for Longsword players to be using any other build than this one. And disclaimer though, if you're a pro player or a speedrunner, you can just do whatever you want, really. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys the two possibilities of that you can probably go with, and it's essentially the same build, but it is just more up to preference. Let me just go ahead and jump straight into it. Actually, let's do it from the 10 because I want you guys to see the actual stats without the meal and the buffs, right? And then I'll show it to you once it's fully buffed as well, so that you guys can make a decision based on what you see. So these are the abilities, as you guys can see. Not a crazy amount of skills, just a single tap, just like I like it, plain and simple. As you guys can see, we have max level, attack boost, critical boost. We have weakness, exploit, and agitator, counter strike, and maximum my all maxed out. Then we have, for utility, we have divine blessing, stone resisting, and quick sheath. This is the build that I recommend for players that are already comfortable with the weapon. As you guys can see, we don't have no defense boost, so if you get smacked, you're gonna get hit very hard, especially if divine blessing or the kunafa meal, defender meal high bonus does not proc. So that being said, right, we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into the set bonuses. So we have only two, which is Fulgur Engine as well. So you get second wind for having two pieces, which is an additional mini stamina bar. And then Assure Bolt is just a fixed damage, that builds up periodically from having the two pieces of Leviathan's Fury. And then you also get a 15% affinity for like 30 seconds, right? And now, of course, you cannot miss the best basically group skill in the game, Lord Souls, for the extra 5% attack, as well as surviving a lethal hit. So that being said, this is for players, like I said before, that are already comfortable with the weapon. So if you're gonna be getting hit a ton, I don't recommend you go for this one. I will suggest you go for the variant, which I will cover once I'm done with this one. So as you guys can see, let me just go ahead and cover the weapon, right? So the weapon, that's why I have slotted. If you want to go for more sharpness management, go ahead and remove the critical boost jewel and just slap, razor sharp, or whatever other skill you prefer using, master's touch, whatever. And then so this is what I have. We're gonna go with a crowd control. We're gonna go with a paralysis weapon, attack focus, of course, and you're gonna need to roll Leviathan's Fury and Lower Souls. And so what I recommend you go for both variants of the build is the attack boost, right? 3 of them. You should try to get 2 EX, 1 + 9, and then you should know that you should probably get the affinity boost EX and the sharpness boost EX, but that's up to you. That's what I recommend. That's what works best with this build. Now, let me break down the reason why I went with the abilities that we have. So essentially, weakness, exploit, agitator, and then the Leviathan's Fury are all paired up with maximum might to give you plus over 100% affinity, and if all the conditions are met. So essentially, the reason why we also have the second wind, so the extra mini stamina bar from the Fulgur Engine as well, is because we actually want to have your actual stamina bar full at all times to get the extra 30%. So we want to be creating all the time, and this build will help you achieve that. So if you're already decent with this weapon, you're gonna love this build, right? So let me just go ahead and cover. We already covered the RNG on the weapon. We're gonna go ahead and jump and straight into the Talisman, which is the other piece of the build that most people are concerned about. So attack boost is the only thing that you need. Level 2 attack boost. If you get a Golden Age godly roll, perfect. You can go with that and just remove the attack jewel instead of the level 2 critical boost, and you're going to have a build that is going to be slapping monsters around. But other than that, really, that is basically this build. And so the other variant is pretty much the same thing. The only thing that you'll do is that you'll basically switch around the Talisman, right? So now, you gain defense boost on this build. And as you guys can see, we went up by 100+ defense. That's because if you're not, like, if you fail to parry and attack, like to counter, you're gonna get hit very hard, especially with the release of 10-star GOG. He hits like a truck, so good luck if you get hit, using the other build. So would definitely recommend you use this one. Now, what is the downside of the difference? The difference that you gain extra defense, but on the other one, you actually have stun resistance if you get hit constantly. And on this one, you're just going to have the defense boost if you get hit by a hard hitter of, one of those monsters, major hitting attacks. So I recommend you go with this one if you get hit by obvious attacks that will definitely kill you. So defense boost is what you'll get. You'll lose stun resistance. Now the con, right, is that you'll be having to get a talisman that's slightly harder to get than the other one. So you're looking at +2 levels of actually attack boost and 4 levels of defense. Now, I would say you need both because we're not trying to drop damage. And then the defense boost, of course, is that is the only reason why you're going with this build instead of the other one, right? So you want to get a charm that has +2 attack boost, +4 levels of defense, and then that you can slot 2 extra levels of defense so that you can have it at +7, right? And then you will be getting this, and everything else will be the same. So now let me just go ahead and show you what the difference is. Let me switch back to the first build, the more DPS oriented one, right? So let me just go ahead and show you 1 out of 10. That's what you can expect fully buffed and with a Kunafa meal. So 635 defense is what you get, right? And you have, decent elemental resistances. Now let's just switch to the other build, right? Which is right here. And then we're gonna go ahead. As you guys can see, the difference is like at the end, in the end, the difference is 90 resistance plus here. Well, actually, you have more thunder resistance on this build. You also have the actual higher defense. Now, let me just go ahead and show you the pieces for both. Actually, this is the higher defense one. The only thing that should change on this one is the talisman, and those are the decorations. And now let's switch to the other one, the offensive oriented one. And as you guys can see, it's basically the same thing. We just switched the decorations, all right? So as you guys can see, it's up to you at this point. I would suggest, like I said before in the beginning, the most or like the one that is oriented towards DPS for people that are already comfortable with the weapon, and the one that focuses more, the defensive side of the of the build. Definitely go with that one if you're just basically new to the weapon or you're just like decent. So yeah, that'll be it for the video, guys. I hope that you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy these Longsword builds.